So just thank you for this time that we get to worship you this morning. And I pray that you would help us to fall more in love with you each and every day. And I pray that each assembly would just be filled with new excitement of what you're going to do in our school. In Jesus' name, amen.
Is this happening, Jared? Mr. Logan, sorry. Thank you. We got it. You're seeing presenter view, which is not right, but hey, can't be perfect here. All right, so I was wondering if I could do my chapel talk today kind of like all in Lego. And I got like maybe 60% of it. I just think maybe sometimes I just need attention. But anyway, that's what we're going for today. Just, Lord, would you be our shield, and would you be with us in a special way here as we get ready for our day? Amen. Here we go. My talk, can you hear me? I can hear myself. Okay. My talk is called Denny, Russ, and the Bro Conversation That Went Nowhere. Is it up there? This is Denny. Hi. This is Russ. Also, hi. Denny and Russ are best bros. Or we're best bros. You're with me. All right, go. Lately, Russ doesn't want to do bro stuff. That's Denny having fun. That's Russ not having fun. Okay, you're with me. That's good. For the life of him, Denny, this guy, cannot figure out why Russ, this guy, has been such an underperforming bro. So they have the talk. Denny dials. Isn't it funny boomers think you dial things? Like I still do that. Like you dial? You don't dial anything. Okay, but anyway, dials. I don't know what else to put there. And then it rings. Hello? Bro, it's been too long. We should do something. Bro, I know, that would be cool. Whoops, there we go. Bro, that's what you always say. I know, bro, I'm sorry. Not saying I don't want to get together, Bro, you have the weirdest way of not saying you don't want to do something instead of saying you actually want to do it. I take issue with that. I understand that you're frustrated. Just lay it on the line with me, bro. Tell me the issue. This is painful. Okay. Just be honest. I'll try. Do it. I'm dead. All of us are hurting, bro. Yep. You need to do some stretches or something. I don't think that's going to work. You need some sups. I've got aminos and B12 I can bring over. Yeah, don't bring those. I can't take them. Allergic? Nope, not allergic. Dead. You need to get motivated. I would love to get motivated. You need to take a class. Another time, maybe. You need to make some New Year's resolutions, like fierce ones. You should recommit your life to something. In another context, that might be helpful. But I'm dead. You're dead. I am dead. Then how are we talking on the phone? Mr. Keiser. Well, I know. In Ephesians 2, the Apostle Paul talks to the Christian church in the city of Ephesus about what they were like before they became Christians and how God saved them. I don't have my notes here, so we're going to see what happens. And you were dead in trespasses and sins. All of us were slaves to sin and destined for wrath, just like the rest of mankind. But God, being rich in mercy, because of the great love with which he loved us, even when we were dead in our trespasses, made us alive together with Christ. By grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not your own doing. It is the gift of God, not a result of anything you did, so that no one may boast. That's the English Standard Version and the International Standard Version and the Amplified Mr. Keiser version. So, what were we like when we were born? The junior hires got it? You were dead. What kind of death was it? Okay, Paul wasn't writing to people who were physically dead. He wrote a physical letter to a real physical church, and he assumed they were going to actually read it. They weren't physically dead people. So what kind of death was it? The junior hires, killing it over here. In trespasses and sin. So it was a spiritual death. It was a moral death. Okay, we were actually born lawbreakers. We were controlled by the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that is now at work in the sons of disobedience, actually controlled by Satan. Slaves to sin, destined for wrath. So God put Adam and Eve in the garden, and he filled it with good things for them to enjoy. And then he put boundaries around those good things, and the boundaries were good too. And when Adam and Eve crossed those boundaries, they thought they were getting freedom. But actually, they became slaves to sin and death. And that's what happens to us because we are Adam and Eve too, because we are mankind. Just like Paul says, we're slaves to sin, destined for wrath, just like everybody else. What happened to Adam and Eve has happened to us. So how did we get out? What is the way out of this? Remember, you have Denny telling Russ is in the grave, and you have Denny telling Russ, you need to start exercising. You need to take some vitamins. You need to recommit your life to something. You need to make a New Year's resolution. But that's not how God rescues sinners. God, being rich in mercy because of the great love with which he loved us, even when we were, you're not even there. I'll say it again. But God, being rich in mercy because of the great love with which he loved us, even when we were dead in trespasses. Can you imagine Jesus outside the tomb of Lazarus going, hello, Lazarus, I've got some supplements. We're going to do some exercises. We're going to recommit our life. Can you imagine God outside Lazarus' tomb saying, Lazarus, I would like to present you with the option of coming to life from the dead and leaving the grave. You want to make a decision about that? I just wanted to offer you that option. That's not what Jesus does. Jesus, God, makes Lazarus alive, and so Lazarus gets up and comes out. This is the gift of God, not a result of anything that you did, so that no one may boast. How many people in heaven are there because of something they did? Now, our decisions are the most important. The decisions that we make are of eternal importance. It matters so much what you decide to do with your life. But what this says is, if you are standing on the other side of salvation, you say, that was all God's gift. I couldn't save myself. You can't save yourself any more than Lazarus can get himself up, dust himself off, and come out of the grave. It's all a gift of God. There's nobody in heaven who has anything to boast about. So what do we do? And here's where I need my notes because I don't even remember what I was going to say. How can I know this has happened to me? Okay. So, does anybody know the fruits of the Spirit? Chris. That was really close. Really close. You missed one. That was really good. Marie. Again, very close. I'll do it because time is against us. Isaac is a man now. Here he goes. That's right. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. So do those gifts of the Spirit, here's my question and we're out of time. Do those gifts of the Spirit come like a magic beam, like there's an electrical pulse that just hits me and my spirit starts being loving, joyful, patient, kind, good, faithful, gentle, and self-controlled? No, those things actually come out of the, friends, those things actually come out of the gospel. The power that changes us from dead to alive is the truth. It's the truth of the truth that changes us. So if I see that God made me alive from the dead when I was his enemy, when I see his love for me in here, not out here, but in here, there starts to be fruit. I start to have peace and joy that doesn't come from anything I do, doesn't come from the fact I had a good or a bad week. It actually comes from the truth of what Jesus has done for me. Peace and joy. You cannot be good without peace and joy. Goodness is not something out here you do mostly. It's mostly something that flows from God's work in here. With peace and joy in my heart, I can start to say, Marie, I've really never needed to be patient with you, so I'll just point to all the junior high boys. When I'm seeing when I've seen God's love for me, I can start to be patient with them. He's been patient with me. I can be patient with them. He's patient with us every day, with me every day. I fail every day, and he's always patient with me. I can be kind to the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade boys, and that's no small thing, because God is kind to unworthy sinners like me. God's goodness, not my goodness. I don't get to be self-righteous anymore because I'm not righteous. I didn't have anything to contribute to my salvation except the sin that Jesus had to die for, that God had to forgive, that the Spirit had to come and destroy. I didn't have anything, so I don't get to be self-righteous. It's God's goodness. Faithfulness. God swore his life out for us, knowing that it would hurt him, and it hurt him, and he didn't change his mind. So I can start to be faithful, righteous, law-abiding. I'm not any of those things by nature. But because of what Jesus has done for me, and I've seen the truth of it, I start to change. Faithfulness, kindness, faithfulness, gentleness. God is gentle with me every day. Self-control. Again, that takes me right back to peace and joy. You cannot be a self-controlled person in here. You can look self-controlled out here. You can't be a self-controlled person in here unless you're happy. How can you? God made you to be satisfied and happy. God made you to be joyful. You can't say no to things that are promising you joy unless you have the real thing. Okay? So how can you know that you have gone to being dead to being alive? You've gone from being dead to being alive. Those things are here. They're taking root here, they're producing fruit here, and you're seeing love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness, faithfulness, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control when nobody's looking. No teachers, no youth leaders, no pastors, no friends, no mom, no dad, nobody you want to impress, nobody whose expectations you're trying to meet. But when you're alone, it's here, it's undeniable. It's irreversible. It's incontrovertible. You can't resist it, in a sense. It's here. And it's the truth of the gospel that makes that change start. Is that okay? Good. Dear Father, I thank you so much for our Tuesday. I thank you so much we get to spend this school day again together as a school and as a family. I thank you so much for your patience with unworthy sinners, your kindness to all your creatures, your goodness and how you overflow in goodness to everything you've made. Your gentleness. I ask that we could get a clear picture of your gentleness and forgiveness and start to give that gentleness to each other. Your love, peace, and joy would start a new work in our hearts. The real thing. Amen.